Welcome back, everyone. I'm here today with another album collection video for this time one of my all-time favorite groups ever. They're in my top 5 groups. I just love them so much. And this episode's not going to be that sad because they're not inactive, they're not disbanded, they're pretty popular, they're pretty successful, so yeah, I'm in a good mood today. The group I want to talk about is Davichi. Some people actually don't consider them a group because it's just the two of them, but I do. So here we've got the repackage of their first full-length album. This is called Vivid Summer Edition. It's the repack of Amaranth. And I don't have Amaranth yet. I can't really find it for a decent price. It's like, even though I love Davichi, I'm looking to buy it for under $50, please, because I'm not going to pay more than $50 for an album that's pretty much just this, but with less songs. Yeah. They were like pretty popular right off the bat. I think one of the songs in this album won them their first number one. I don't know where the track list is, but I think Sad Promise, if that was on this album, it was their first number one back in 2008. They followed that up with the first mini album, Davichi in Wonderland, with the song 8282, Pali Pali, which really sort of cemented their popularity as like a really public-friendly pop ballad duo. All their songs were pretty much hitting number one, number two. I think at one point, for one of the upcoming albums, their songs were competing for number one at for the same music show awards, so that was pretty good. 8282 was a pretty popular song. There's also number 3, My Man. If you want to see Davichi dancing, you can do that. And then track 6, Crazy Woman, I believe has someone from Sia featuring. They followed up with the second mini album, Innocence. This one had the song Time Please Stop. Sort of like, if you liked 8282, this is the next album that you'll really like if you're not into ballads. I think they were trying to capitalize off of the same sort of sound. They sort of trick you into thinking that you're going to be listening to a ballad, and then they bring out like rock vocals and instruments. Got Hedy and Minkyung. I like Hedy more, actually. She was on King of Masked Singer, I think either last year or the year before. And she won, which I was really happy about. And then she defended her title for an episode, but then So-hyung came on and like, come on. No one can really beat So-hyung. But Hedy is like really strong voice. Like, she can beat out any main vocal of any girl group that you can name. Then they followed up with the third mini album, my favorite album from them, Love Delight. This has the fantastic tracks, number 1 and number 2. Don't Say Goodbye and Love Oh Love. Those are 2 fantastic tracks. If I were to recommend you one Davichi song, it's Don't Say Goodbye, because that is a great song. It hit number 1, it had millions of downloads. It was super popular. I think this was the one. Those 2 songs were competing for number 1 on a music show. I think I heard them say that. I could be wrong though. But I love everything about this album. The songs are fantastic. They looked great. This was like the peak of their success. This album right here. Then they've got the second full album, Mystic Ballad. This album has, oh gosh, it's all in Korean, but this one has Turtle on it, if you know that song. continued their streaks of winning #1. I think someone from Five Dolls was in that music video. Because of course Davichi was under MBK at the time, CCM, whatever. This is a pretty good album too. Not my favorite, but definitely a solid album. It's got 10 full tracks and then 2 instrumentals. Then we've got one of the best albums, most for your money albums you could ever buy, the special best album. When I'm going on like a long car ride, this is the CD that I take with me because it's got 21 tracks on 2 CDs, all their best hits. I even wrote out, look at this. I wrote out the track list in English because I want to know what I'm listening to. So, here, if you own this album, there you go. You could copy this. It's got all their biggest hits, 21 of their biggest hits, including songs with Sia and Tiara that aren't included on their other albums. They've got Woman Generation, Wonder Woman, also the collab with Tubik, If It's Like Tonight, their song with Verbal Jint, Be Warmed. Yeah, extremely, extremely good album. Most for your money, that song-wise, that you can ever pick up. Then we've got their next mini album. They escaped MBK. I am so happy. I hate MBK. And we've got Davichi Hug. This is signed as well. This is their last album that won them #1 with the song Cry Again. I love the disc too. Not enough people talk about really good looking discs in K-pop, but this is one of my absolute favorites. This is a really nice album too. It's got the song, let me check. There's a song that I really like on this album. Track #1, Two Women's Room, is a really good song. If you want like a really heartbreaking, sad ballad, that's the one to go to. I also got some cards in here, I won't take them out, but yeah. Really solid release. And then we've got the 5th mini album, 50x Half, another signed album from Davichi. Poor planning on my part. I usually only collect one signed album from a group, but I got this on MakeStar. No, not MakeStar, M-Wave. This is the only album I've ever bought on M-Wave too. Yeah, they even chose my tile, so I got the little photo card that comes along with it. Yeah, a really good album. Even if you don't like ballads, track #4, Pet, is a really good song. Yeah. And then we come to their latest release, And 10, the 10th anniversary album. It came out early this year. I love this album so much. We've got 8 tracks plus a remix or a redo of their debut track, I Hate You Even Though I Love You, or I Love You Even Though I Hate You, one of those. This was just so well done. My only complaint is that they were not in their music video, instead it was the person from 101 that was in the video, but I'm just so upset because they looked so good this era. They made it to 10 years, the two of them, even though people keep keep saying that they don't like each other, or Min Kyung bullies Harry, even though we know that's not true. They like each other. Yeah, I love everything about this album. Nice hardcover. All the tracks are great. Track 8 is fantastic. They each also had their a song that they composed put on the album, so I forget which ones they are. But Min Kyung had a track and Hedy had a track. Yeah. So that was their last group release. They do have a bunch of digital singles that you can find, but they're all super expensive. I know they've got one with K-Will. They've got one with Zion T. There's a digital single for Turtle, which I don't understand because it's in the Mystic Ballad album, but yeah. I think they have one with Jay Park as well, which is kind of weird, but I won't question it. And then For solo releases, I have a complete collection of this one album. This is Harry's solo debut album, H. This is such a fantastic album. I cannot stress how good this album is. It had dual title tracks. You had Pattern and you had track number 3, Munal. Cannot remember the English name at the moment. I'm sure I'll remember in 15 seconds and blurt it out. But I love Harry so much, and I cannot believe it took her like 9 years to get a proper solo debut. She should have been having this like in 2012 and 2013 when they were at peak popularity, but I'm glad we got it nonetheless. And this is probably my favorite packaging in all of my whole collection. I have no idea why. It just looks so nice and pretty and clean. They had a whole pastel thing. They keep the H symbol going on throughout, if you can see it over here. It's consistent on the disc as well. They've got the H. We've got a nice photo book with lovely pictures of just Harry, which is fantastic. Not that I don't like Minkyung, I like Minkyung too. And then you've got a couple of cards going along with the theme. This album is fantastic. If you have not heard this album, there's not a disappointing track on this album. Cannot recommend it enough. And please purchase the physical. It looks so nice. It'll be great on your shelf. Yeah, okay, that's enough of my promo for this album, but that's all my Davichi related items. I would love to know if you guys have Davichi albums, because I know not a lot of people do, but if you do, I'd love to talk about them. Even if you don't have any of the albums and just want to chat about Davichi, I would love to. They're one of my favorites. I can recommend you songs, albums, shows, anything. So feel free to leave a comment, asking questions, just want to chat. And I'll see you next time with a collection video, an unboxing, maybe something else. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.